Ready? Could everyone please rise as we welcome in our Fall 2018 graduates? You all may be seated. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kara Eubanks, and I am the Academic Programs Coordinator for the School of Global Studies and Partnerships. I have the pleasure of working very closely with all of your students as their advisor, so I first want to personally congratulate our graduates who are able to join us tonight. And thank you to everyone for joining us tonight as we celebrate our graduating students for Fall 2018. We cannot wait to see what amazing accomplishments are ahead of these bright scholars. We will begin our ceremony with opening remarks from the Director of Academic Programs in the School of Global Studies and Partnerships, Dr. Jamie Fullerton.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here this evening. This is my second graduation to participate in the School of Global Studies, and I'm very, very happy to be here. I'm bringing you greetings on behalf of our Dean, Dr. Randy Kluver, who normally would be standing behind the podium right now, but he and his family are in Texas at Texas A&M because his son, Zach, is graduating this weekend. So we're excited for he and his family. I just wanted to welcome all of you here. I won't take much time, but I wanted to recognize our guest, the Honorable Wes Watkins, who's here on the stage, Regent Lou Watkins, Regent Calvin Anthony, our registrar, Rita Peaster, is also here. And thank you so much to the many faculty who are here in the room who've supported this program and our students. Also, a special thank you to the folks right here in front of me who are here. We're all here because of them, our students and your families. Some of you have come very, very far, and we appreciate you being here this evening. You know, the School of Global Studies is dedicated to preparing students to face global problems. And we are preparing students for a global future, a challenging future, a future where problems are global and solutions are global. And we're very grateful for those students and their families who've invested their lives here with us for a couple of years and who have taken the challenge to go out now and solve some of these very, very important problems. I'm particularly thankful to the students. It's very good to see all of you. And you know, when you started this program, you were in international studies, and now as you're finishing up, you're in the School of Global Studies. It's a change that reflects not only the university's commitment to moving the program forward, but also reflects the change in understanding the world. A global perspective takes into account not just the whole globe, but the complexity and the interactions of global problems. So we're really grateful you're here, and we offer you our very sincerest congratulations for your accomplishments and all that you've done. So my job really is to get out of the way, and we get to hear from our keynote speaker this evening. I'd like to introduce the Honorable Congressman Wes Watkins to you. He's an OSU alumnus. You probably all know him quite well, but I learned a few new things about him that I'd like to share. He served in the Oklahoma Senate and the U.S. House of Representatives for more than 20 years. His public service is highlighted by being on 3 very important committees in the U.S. Congress: Appropriations, Budget, and Ways and Means. His work in Congress is considered instrumental in the allocations of funds to the state of Oklahoma. And as a fifth-generation Oklahoman, I very much appreciate that. After Congressman Watkins left Washington, he and his wife, Lou, settled mostly in Stillwater, and now he is living here, and I'm fortunate enough to see him almost every day here in the building that bears his name, the Wes Watkins Center for Trade and Development. I see him very often, sometimes with Regent Watkins, and they're always doing the good work of the university. I've always, as I said, I grew up in Oklahoma, so I've always known Wes Watkins as a politician. And I've worked at OSU for 20 years, so I've always known Wes Watkins as a champion for OSU. But I found out last night that if it weren't for Wes and his help getting a decent runway at the airport, we probably wouldn't enjoy those quick flights to DFW. And that's just one of many, many things that he's done for the state, for the university, and really for the world. As I've come to know Congressman Watkins more personally, I know that he cares very, very deeply about solving global problems, everything from global trade to fighting poverty and world hunger. I have to say that he's really a wonderful man, and we are so lucky to have him at OSU and to have him speak to us tonight. So please help me welcome Congressman Wes Watkins. You are welcome. I'm going to move that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fulton. I appreciate those remarks, and let me say congratulations to the graduating group. I'd like to first address, size may not be the thing that measures power or measures the quality of that person. So I know there's just 4 of you here, and I know there's another one. But Chairman Calvin Anthony and I are both from very small towns. He grew up in Kearney, about 25 to 30 miles south of here. And I grew up in Bennington, which is about 200 miles south of here. And I had about 200 people in the entire community, not class, but the entire community. And I think one of the things that I like to stress to you about the size, we had a president here named Oliver S. Wilhelm, and he was always had great pride in the fact that he had 3 in his graduating class, and 2 of them became university presidents. So you see what I mean by about what you might be able to achieve and accomplish with a small number sometimes. I feel like I want to get right around there and sit down and pull up the table and we just put our elbows on it and have a little discussion, but I think I probably need to discuss a couple of things that I've jotted down. And one of them that I wanted to bring your attention to is the fact that the United Nations, basically this week, they've stated this for several occasions, but this past week they've made some emphasis. The United Nations says by 2050, there'll be about 10 billion people in the world. Now, right today, there's roughly estimated a little over 7 billion people. So you think about it, by 2050, that means about 30 years or so right there, you're going to be in the prime of your life. Really, your earning capacity and all that, when the planet is going to be close to 10 billion people or more. Now today, on that 7 billion people, here in the United States, we have only about 4% of the people in the world. That 95, 96% are out in other places around the world. But of that 7 billion people, about half of them, again, are living in poverty. That means about less than $2 a day. Do you think about the pressures that's going to be if it's similar to that when it gets to be 10 billion people? And as a result, we find that there's a lot of conflicts. Now, on top of that, out of that half that's in poverty, about 1 billion of them, estimated again, are going to bed hungry tonight. That's something that seems unreal to think about. So we've got a lot of challenges, and I'd say they're challenges that I hope you'll ponder and hope you'll think about as you envision your future, because you are a young leader, and you're a young leader in global understanding, probably more so than most that have not concentrated on looking as a future in the global area. So those are some little things I'd like for you to be thinking about. It's something that started touching my heart. Coming from that little small community, I guess I'd probably just have to say I didn't even have international or global on my mind when I came to OSU. But truly, I grew in my thinking, and as I looked at the future, and as a result, realized that we have a global economy, and we must be able to compete in that. Now, most of our presidential candidates have said, you know, the number one way to create jobs is through small business. And that's true. But small business, basically their marketplace is the domestic economy, where, without question, we need to be in that 95%. So one of the strong emphasis that I stressed when we built this building was wanting to emphasize the need for the international trade or the global trade. And you can see it today as we visualize and we hear all the conflicts of the trade agreements, the tariffs, the sanctions, and everything's being put on around the world. We can see what is happening and what the conflicts that come about. So that's going to be even a great deal more in the future. But down in the shadow box in front of my office, I got a little office down there, but I'm not on a salary or anything. All my effort is by volunteering to try to help. But there's a little book down there that I'd like to ask you or challenge you to get. The book is called The Coming Jobs War. The Coming Jobs War is a book written by Jim Clifton. Now, this fellow is not just a writer of books. He's a fellow that has really sampled the entire 7 billion people. Jim Clifton is a CEO and chairman of Gallup International, the national or international polling or sampling where he has sampled, and his conclusion is the coming jobs war. Now, what are we hearing and seeing on television and all the discussions about trade wars, trade fighting, about a lot of it goes back to what kind of jobs we're going to have and where. Now, the other side of that coin also is the poverty. It's something that we cannot ignore. And you're going to be a young, educated, affluent, possibly in the definitely upper level of that income of the most of the people around the world. I'd like for you to also have this little information. You can have a great deal of pride in the fact that right here, your alma mater was a launching pad and the foundation for a lot of the global, or if you want to call it international, programs to help people of the world. We have had on the wall, and I'd like to encourage you to get some of this information. President Harry S. Truman in 1948 tapped our president of OSU, Dr. Henry G. Bennett. In his inaugural address, he established what he called a .4 program That was the fourth paragraph of the inaugural address, where the United States would transfer technology that was developed from research to the third world developing countries to try to help them grow and develop in their homeland. President Truman tapped Henry G. Bennett, our great visionary leader here at Oklahoma State University, to head that program, the Point Four program. We got a room dedicated to the Point Four. The AID program, and today it's called the USAID program, the only program that works in the development of international development, or works in the area of sending delegations and grants, et cetera, to help develop the areas of the world where there's poverty or lack of working conditions that would let them grow and develop it and become leaders, or at least come to an opportunity to have employment. And actually, Henry G. Bennett and his wife lost their life on one of those trips overseas to try to help other countries. You're going to be seeing a lot of challenges in that area, but we cannot ignore the lower income if we're going to have peace, if we're going to be able to have the opportunity for our children and our grandchildren to not have the kind of conflicts that we have seen in the past. I know I'm looking to you as providing that leadership. We have a number of other people that's going to be following your footsteps, but I would like for you to take with you from this day knowing we have a legacy here. Your alma mater has a legacy of being a leader in the international field, international development field. It's probably been weakened some over the years because a lot of other emphasis, but I truly believe that we are working, and young people like you will see this future grow even a lot more. I gave the commencement address across the street in the old Lewis Field, now the Boone Pickens Stadium, back in 1987. I called that speech International Trade, Opportunity or Destruction, Which Way America? We've been running a trade deficit, and this is what a lot of things you're seeing and hearing over the radio and television. Our trade deficits are enormous. Back when I got the money to build this building here to put a face on international out front, I am proud of having the Globe and the international facility right here across the street from Boone Pickens Stadium. And we're sending young people around the world from Oklahoma State University to try to assist in problem solving, as Dr. Fulton said. There's a lot of problems. We need to be looking at those problems as challenges and try to meet that need. So I think we have an opportunity with young people like you. And I am so proud to be able to have come to you just a little bit and share, because now I want you to remember this legacy that you're graduating from Oklahoma State University. A lot of the international development started around the world because of this university. You can help us carry it on even further. And if I can ever be of help in any way to you, don't hesitate about calling. As I stated in that commencement address, I'll do my part. I'll encourage you to step forward and let's join hands and let's try to build a better world for our children and our grandchildren. So I congratulate you tonight, and I wish you Godspeed in all you do. Thank you.
At this time, we will recognize our fall 2018 graduates by hooding each of them to signify their success in completion of their Master's of Science degree in Global Studies. Will you please rise? Bashir Al-Hamadi. Bashir is being hooded by Dr. Jamie Fullerton. Grace Baker. Grace is being hooded by her advisor, Dr. Thomas Westbrook. Maricruz Vasquez Banuelos. Maricruz is being hooded by Dr. Jamie Fullerton. Vadim Yorosh. Vadim is being hooded by his advisor, Dr. Jamie Fullerton. All right, let's give a final congratulatory round of applause for the School of Global Studies graduating class of fall 2018. On behalf of the entire staff of the School of Global Studies and Partnerships, we are honored to have spent these last few years with each of you. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And now for our closing remarks, Dr. Jamie Fullerton.
Thank you so much, Kara, and I'd also like to thank the whole Global Studies staff for putting it together, and also the staff of the Wes Watkins Center. They're so helpful to us. We've had events here the last 3 nights, including this guy's 80th birthday last night, so we're all kind of still recovering. I just want to say congratulations to you guys. We're going to miss you. It's the hard part about being a professor. It's sort of like being a farmer. You know, you plant your seeds and you watch them grow and you take care of them, but then at some point you've got to harvest and send them out in the world. And so that's what we're doing tonight. And I know that you're going to do great and you're going to remember your time at OSU. You know, we didn't mention that these 4 individuals are from all over the world, and I know they'll go back into their communities and even beyond and do wonderful things. But hopefully you'll remember us Okies back here and have good memories of that time. So before we leave, we have one more thing for you. Congressman Watkins has a gift. Even though tomorrow's his birthday, he has something to give you today. Congratulations. Thank you, Wes, for sharing your book with the students and with me. I have one. Well, it's commencement, which doesn't mean the end. It actually means the beginning. And so now you're beginning, and I congratulate you, and I thank you for choosing OSU, and I wish you the very best. Thank you so much. The evening is adjourned.